Mm, mm, mm. Yeah. So before, as you know, before we continue, any question that maybe you want me to help before maybe I do before I continue. Any question? Any question? If you have any, before we can maybe try to continue on anything, or maybe I can just say, uh, can you guys maybe try, let's say, on whatever that we tried to learn, can you maybe spot an area maybe where we can say it's where we can buy or where we can sell? Like you analyze the chart up to a point where you can say, okay, here I can sell or here I can buy. Mm. So, how are you, my brother? I don't know if you guys can hear me. Chloe, can you hear me? Okay, okay, okay. And to me, so because I just spoke to you, if you can
Sure,
hear me,
I
I
can.
can. If you can hear me,
I
I think it's
can.
fine. So maybe in Dumiso, can you maybe able to maybe try to identify? Can you able to identify the trend from the trend to the structure? Okay. From that structure, then point an area where maybe we're supposed to buy or sell. Can you do that actually? Or if maybe you have some issues, you can let me know that yeah, I still have some issues here and there. Then we can see what's happening. Can you able to do that? Oh, okay.
Yes, yes, Kenz. Like I am able to draw the trend, but I haven't been able to draw the trend just the way they kept lines. So it's just new to me. I haven't tried to practice it, but according to the downward and upward trend lines, I think I'm getting good at it as time goes, and I'm starting to understand these higher time frames, the 1 hour and the 4 hour charts, how to combine them and drawing those support and resistance areas. And yeah, but basically, my problem has been with the entries. I've been kind of afraid to enter through the pending orders. So maybe I've been waiting for the markets maybe to show me something else. But yeah, I kind of see a style. Yeah, it's okay. But with the market that I'm trading, it seemed like a bit difficult. It's because sometimes you can touch my entry and then go back fast. You see, maybe
Mm.
that's the problem that I'm encountering. Is maybe like having the problem with the support and resistance areas. They are not that much clearer to me to see, as I can see when it's done by someone else, it's get clearer. But when I do it myself, it's get tricky. Sometimes I think you understand what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I
so
think
far,
I think it's a bit of a practice. Maybe I can say if maybe you practice that a little bit more, if you do that every day,
sure.
it's where you're going to see what's really happening. So I can see James is here. How are you, my brother?
I'm fine. Thank you so much.
Okay, that's great.
Just
Thanks. So
connected again.
yeah, I think actually it's about understanding what you are doing, actually what you're supposed to do on the market. So let me just do something like this. So firstly, I think the method that I'm trying to teach you here, I think is going to be straightforward, because firstly is to, when we check the market like this, let's say we are on a 4 hours time frame, our job every day is to know the trend. Can you identify the trend? So if that is yes, it means you're gonna have something like this. That is an uptrend. You can identify that. So remember, we are on a 4 hours time frame. So from that, another thing is, after you identify the trend, can you identify the structures that we get inside that trend? It's yes or no. If it's yes, it means you're going to reach an area where we're gonna say, okay, it means I know exactly, even if maybe you don't know exactly where you're supposed to enter, but you start to understand that, oh, around this zone, it's where I'm supposed to maybe buy if we are on an uptrend. Because our job is to identify the trend so that it can help us to do what? So that we can buy, or maybe so that we can sell if it's a downtrend. If you can identify the trend, identify the structures that we get inside this trend, and then after to able to point out the areas where you think we can buy or we can sell, that is everything to me, I guess. So here's what you're going to do. We are on an uptrend and we try to draw the trend. Maybe we can say, okay, let's try to draw the trend. Maybe we get something like this. This is the old trends that we used to use, which is still very effective, by the way. And we also have something like this, something like that, or that is not going to work nicely if we try to use it, you see. So it will end up getting confused. But what I like is we are on an uptrend, you see. So from that, I can remove this, by the way. I can say, okay, I can understand that I'm on an uptrend. So why, if I'm on an uptrend, it means I'm supposed to identify the structures that I can get inside this trend. Mostly the structures, it's higher highs, higher lows, whatever. Those higher highs, actually, it's a support resistant, right? So as I said, we can use 1 hour. It's fine. Let's use 1 hour. Let's use 1 hour. 1 hour, 1 hour, 1 hour. So when we have something like this, it's where you're supposed to identify these highs. Higher low, higher high, or higher low. Mostly they're going to show you like this, or mostly we show you like that. But around these areas, the market doesn't just push up, go down, push up. The market will be creating some sort of this type of a move, push lower, this type of a move, push lower, this type of a move, push lower, this type of a move, and push lower. And when we try to identify the structures, we're going to get something like that if that was a downtrend. So just because now we are on an uptrend, it means our job is to identify these areas, or maybe something like this, and that is the high, low, high, breakout, high, low, something like that. If you can identify those areas, it means it's -1 problem. Because if you know the highs or the lows, it means you know where we're supposed to buy, actually. You might not have the confidence to buy, but you actually know where is the high and the low. You actually know where we're supposed to buy or to sell. So we have something like this. So what we have here is, we can still have another one here, maybe. We have a buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. We have something like this. And when we check, this thing's just pushing up. If you can identify these areas, to me, you know where you're supposed to buy, around this zone. But sometimes, yes, the market will create some crazy moves like this one here. Sometimes the market won't touch exactly what we can call the support. We will end up having to draw something like this sometimes, because it's where the market is touching nicely. We can adjust that according to what we have, you see. But at the end of the day, can you identify these areas? Like now, I think the market is going to a point where we can say, even if I think I sent the buy pending order, which I think Maybe it was bit earlier because I thought the market was about to push up. But here around this zone, I think this thing is way too much. I think we can able to create something. We can create something around that area. So around this area, we can able to see that previously we had something here. And then the market broke out of that and came back around the same area. So there's a chance for that the market can reach this area maybe before pushing up. Yes, the market can still break that, but there is a chance for the market to touch this area before pushing up. But my question will be, can you identify these areas? The horizontal lines that I used to talk about, can you identify those areas? If yes, then it's like -1 problem, because once you identify this area, our job is to wait for the market to bounce from this area. Our job is to wait for the what? For the market to try to move away from this area. Then we can enter when the market is trying to move away from that. You see? So, or let me just try maybe to find something, maybe something different, because mostly these moves that we have here, mostly they just repeat themselves. So I need something maybe new that I can try to show you maybe. I think this one was also obvious. I need something very difficult. Let's see. I need something which is that is going to try to challenge us, because the market won't always be as simple as we see. Let's see. This was a just up trend. I don't know any pair that you want me to check, guys. I need something challenging, not something that we used to do like now and then. Because we can still do the analysis with other pairs as long as we're learning something from that. As long as we're gonna learn something from that, it's going to be fine. Something which maybe is not going to be as easy as, because even this German 40, I think it's still quite easy. Currency pairs, they are worse. They are mostly predictable. So let's check gold. This one was easy also. I don't know what I can try to check. US oil. US oil is also creating the same moves. So I think they all creating quite similar moves. I wanted to check something quite different that I can try to use, that I can try to show you. Yeah, but it's fine. So let me just go back on my NASDAQ. So the job, my job, or what I want you to see is, if maybe you can identify a trend nicely on an uptrend, this is the pattern that I want you to use, or a strategy that you're supposed to use, or step by step. Firstly, you have to identify that trend. Once you identify the trend, can you identify any structure that is happening inside this or inside that trend? You see, if you can able to identify, whether it's not perfect or something like this, but can you identify that? Can you identify whatever that you see on that structure? Can you identify this? Then after, if you can identify that, it means we have to connect our highs and lows, because now when we say high and low or whatever, again, our job is to know that this is the trend, it's pushing to the upside. So our job is to come back a year and say, okay, let's try to connect whatever that we're trying to connect. Maybe something like that. Maybe here we can have something like that, because what I know is The market won't just create perfect structures like what we have now on NASDAQ. You see, another one here, it might be something like this. Another one here, we can have something like that. Can you identify stuff like this? So let's say maybe the market was like here, what I've thrown there, it was on an uptrend, you see. So when the market is on an uptrend like that, firstly, since we already identified that this is an uptrend, actually what we want, we need to find the support, the most supported areas where the market is finding these areas. Can you find that? Because mostly when the market touches this area, the market will be pushing up. It means around this zone, it's where we're going to do what? It's where we're going to buy. We know that when the market comes here, there is a chance for the market to bounce back from that. So we don't buy exactly here on the support, but once the market tries to bounce back, we can buy around that area. If maybe it's something like this here, it's counter trend line which is pushing up. Can we identify that? If it's yes, we know that when the market comes around this area, we're gonna buy around these areas. Not exactly on that area. We identify this area so that it can help us to understand where there is a possibility for us to buy or to sell. Here we're just going to buy around this area, not exactly where the market is. Here maybe we can say we have a buy pending order. The market can touch our order, then push lower, and then we can lose. But when the market comes around this area, maybe we're going to get something. The main issue is to identify the structures. If you can able to reach this point where you can able to identify the structures, it means already you know where you're supposed to buy. Very close to this support area when the market is trying to move away. Yes, you can say, some they will say this pips, whatever, but the market doesn't really work like that. The market doesn't know that after 2 pips have to bounce back, but it knows the zones or the levels where the market is going to respect. But the pips or the ticks, they won't be as perfect as what maybe we always talk about. So maybe the question will be, why do we use curved trend line? I think I never talked about this. I use the curved trend line because instead of me having double lines, like instead of me having the first trend line going like that and the second one going like that, I can actually use one. And that one can touch most areas. This one line with curved line, I can touch this area, I can touch this area, I can touch most of these areas, but I have to know that I still have to adjust the market when the market is trying to move very closer to my support area. So let me show you how we draw that. You can start from anywhere, but I will say start from the previous area. You can, I think everyone have this on their platform, on their trading platform. You can just draw it like this. You're going to able to adjust that. You can say, okay, let me stop here, and then you can start to adjust. You have these 3 dots that you can try to use. You can try to push it closer to where you feel like maybe it's supposed to touch. You see, you can move it wherever you want it to go. Then as long as you feel like, okay, this thing is now touching most of my points or my candlesticks, is something that we suppose, if you can do that, now you know how to use it. You see, so let's see. You can maybe try to just copy and paste, or maybe you can just use it another, or the new one. You can just do something like that, and you can just try maybe to adjust it like that. You can say, okay, maybe I see it like that, but just know that you can still adjust this trend when the market is actually breaking, or even if it's not breaking the support line. Let me show you how. Like now, we are where the market is supposed to break. Let me just do this. So let's see. If maybe we have something like this, we have this support area here. Let's see. If maybe you drawn your things like this, someone can say, is this a type of a breakout or something? I will say, no, we can only approve this as a breakout when the market is breaking out the actual horizontal support. You see, but this thing doesn't really happen on a on horizontal sorry on straight line. Mostly you can't get something like that, but you have to understand that mostly the horizontal line mostly is going to be respected most of the time, and when the market is going to adjust with this, we're going to see it coming very close to the support area. Then after, or it might still create something like this before pushing up, and that we should know that that is not actually a fake breakout. The market is actually doing what? Continuing with the trend. The market will be continuing with the trend. That's why we should use something that we can able to adjust now and then. Something like this, you see. We can able to have something like that. If maybe the market is going to create something like this, that is not, we're not going to call this breakout unless the market breaks this area. I hope you see that. So now, since I showed you how to draw this, our area, our most important areas are these areas. If you can identify those areas, to me, you are halfway there, because you know where the market is going to bounce back. You know where the market can do what? Bounce and push up or down, which means once the market does something like that, you actually know where to buy or to sell. Even if maybe you don't know the sniper entry, but you know very well that, okay, after the market breaks that, I can buy. If the market respects this, I can sell. If the market is going to respect this area, I can do what? I can buy. So it seems like the market is it's actually very, very, very close, or let's say it's on our support area. But it seems like that sell-off, since it started during the day, it seems like the market is just trying to change the direction. Maybe the market is going to sell, or maybe the market will support. I mean, we'll find the support here. We don't know. So what's really happening is, if you can seriously identify these areas, I think maybe that can start to help you. So since it's Monday, I just wanted to refresh everything with you guys. Actually, this week we will be doing actually the trading psychology. So I was actually late, and I thought, no, we can still go on our live session, but we can still talk about psychology. So I think since we meet Monday, Tuesday, let's say the whole week actually, there's other days like Wednesday and Thursday. It's where, if maybe you did not catch up, I think I will update you in the group about this. Monday, Tuesday, it's when maybe you already on like we already covered everything, and everything is fine with you. We can meet Monday, Tuesday, and Fridays. So Wednesday, Thursday will be for people who maybe they still want to catch up. We can still go back and show them how to draw the trend lines, how to identify the structures, until everyone it's much better. So, but I will try to update everyone in the group. I will try to update you in the group about that. If maybe you still need some like basic stuff, which maybe we skipped few months ago, few weeks ago, or even last month, we can just try our best to do it, to make sure. I'll try my best to make sure that Wednesday, Thursday, it's a days that we're going to just rehearse whatever that we did before. Then Monday, Tuesday, we're gonna continue with with the schedules, with our chapters. So again, only for this week, guys. On Thursday and Friday, I won't be here. By the way, at home. Actually, my grandmother, she left us, or maybe she just let's say not maybe she passed away. So I need to be there. So Thursday, Friday, I won't be here. So don't be surprised when maybe I don't really go on the live session. So I'll be doing this up to Wednesday. So I'll be updating you, but during the day. But Thursday, Friday, obviously, I think actually we'll be meeting the other Monday. But today, tomorrow, yes, we're going to be here. Even on Wednesday, we're still going to be here. So Cindy, you be actually you late. You late. Actually, you came at the time where we call it a day. So any questions, guys? Shit. Miki Mukize. Any questions? Any questions? Guys, do you see a very nice buy here? I see a very nice buy.
Kenzo.
Yes, Ndumiso.
Sorry, man. All right. Kenzo, okay, can you please quickly look at the VIX 75 before you just go? I want to ask something.
Okay. While I'm going there, guys, do you see a very nice entry there? I see something, guys. Here, we can have a very nice buy. If the market will be pushing up, we can have a very, very fantastic buy there. Let me go to binary. It seems like people today they're very quiet, guys. It's what? It's Blue Monday. It's Blue Mondays. Okay. We
Hi,
are.
Kenzo.
Hello, Rose. How are you?
How are you? My computer is dead. Like the microphone is not working properly. So sometimes it's difficult for me to
speak.
To work. Yeah, to speak. I have a question. For the what you send another one signal for NASDAQ is still valid or no?
Yeah, I think I sent it very high, but I think you can just adjust it, push it a little bit lower. Maybe let me before I show this. I think you can. Let me go. Sorry, so I'll be going back again. So.
All right, no problem.
I think you can push it maybe here. Let's say 13140. Or let me use 5 minutes. Let me use 15 minutes. Yeah, I think because here is still an area where the market can touch, you see. So we don't really have to push it a bit higher. But at least around 13140, I think is still a very nice zone for us to have the entry.
140. Are you gonna take it?
Since there's other things, just because I already sent, I can't send the other one, but I already took multiple of them.
Okay.
The time it was going down, actually, I took some, and today it did not go well today, actually, but but that is part of the game. That is part of the game. So but there I think we can recover something. So
thank you.
to me, so let's see. Yeah, let's just clear this and see. But it's fine. Let me just clear this one here. VIX 75. Yeah. I think this thing is not flexible like the actual trading view. Something's not actually right with this.
Yeah, I think it's some days it's like that. Maybe the network or something, but yeah, it does that. sometimes.
Or maybe their server. Maybe their server is not really good.
Oh yeah, that's maybe.
It's not fluid. It's not smooth.
Kenzo, I wanted to ask if is it possible that we start the trend line from the bottom, second bottom one, and is that still will
Here.
that still be valid? No, on the top, not the bottom. Sorry, the top. That's one. Yes, that you're pointing at. Yes. Will that be still valid or?
If we're going to start it like that, it has to touch something here.
Or it hits to touch something there.
Actually, let me just say it like this: if we are on a trend, right?
Mhm.
If we have a trend like this, or exactly like this, let me not use something else. If we have something like this as a trend, we check these points where we can call them our highest points. You can see these areas.
Yeah.
So for you to confirm with the trend that okay, I'm drawing it correctly, you have a choice to draw it from the current area. You see the current area going back.
Go. Yeah. Sure.
Going back. That will help you to touch most recent moves. Because if we start from this area, we can start that if they all touch nicely until from the last area, you see. But to seriously check if this thing is still recent, or I mean, this if it's valid, it means the way you're saying it was supposed to connect with this ones here and connect nicely with that. Then that way we were going to say, yeah, it's valid. But we are forced to connect these ones here because they connect with the recent ones.
But it doesn't matter if the top one also make. As I say, the top one is my first point, and then that's my second point,
This
and
one
then
here.
maybe I will have an. Yes, that's my second point, and that's my first point, and
This
then
one is your
if
first.
not that one, that
This.
on the
This.
top one. Yes, that's my first one,
Let's
and
try.
that's my
Let's
second.
try. Let's try. Let's try. Yes, I see something like that. You
And
mean like
that's my
that?
second point. Yes, like that. But on the maybe on the weekend. Yeah, on the weekend. The second one touches on the weekend.
Which one?
The second one, the second point
Here.
is there is touch on the weekend.
Uh, no, you see, it's like we have these areas. We can't just avoid these areas like there's nothing happening.
Or we can't.
You see,
Okay.
we were
Okay.
going to if these areas they were making sense. Like maybe we connected 3 times. You see, maybe we connected 1, 2, 3, 4, and maybe when we check back there, we also have something there, and they all connect. That way, it was going to be we skipped the other ones, but at the same time, we did connect with the other ones. It means maybe they were going to make. Actually, let me show you something. I think I also saw this on NASDAQ. Let me clear this. Oh, it's fine. I think it's quite similar to. Let me use 4 hours. Um, let me make this like this. Let me make. Let me see. So what is really happening here is we also had similar moves because we had this trend. Sorry, we had this trend, then the market pushed up, and we have another trend, then the market push up. So how are we going to connect this area or this area with the last one? Because we also have other ones here. We're going to get that nicely if maybe this previous one makes sense. We can skip one, keep, and you can see that we can able to skip this one here because this one before, even if we don't really push it back, it was still making sense to draw it here with the other ones. Let me try to do that maybe. I can take the line here and I draw it like this. I will say let's try to make it like this. Let me just try to draw a smaller line like this. I don't know if you can see my chart nicely.
I can see the chat, no
Yeah,
problem.
I see this area. I see this area here. Do you see this
Okay.
area here? So let's try to connect it with that. Let me just make it small so that it's not like maybe I'm trying to I'm not copying anything actually. I see something like this. So this is the let's say this is the recent area. So how can we connect it going back, because we have so many areas here. So let's say we see something like this. Okay, it makes sense. You can see it connects with this ones nicely. It
Yes.
connects with this, and other ones here. So now I can say, let's go back. If maybe you want to go back, we can say, let's go back. Let's try to connect it with the other ones. You can see now I'm skipping the other ones. I'm skipping this one. I'm skipping all this. I'm skipping this area now. But there were
Okay.
also very important areas. Only just because the current one, they connect with each other, it means I am free to push it back up to where you can see the other ones, they still connect. They connect with this. We skipped everything here. But look, what's really happening? Now they connect again. But if we can't have the recent area which is connecting, there's no point for us to skip this area.
Oh yeah. Okay.
We can skip all these areas if, I mean, we can make sure we skip these areas here if the recent area they connect. If they don't connect, why not we're supposed to connect with them, because I can just skip to the last point if I still have areas here, you see. So it means we can say, okay, if maybe the market was here, we're just going to have something maybe like this before that
Yes.
other one happens, you see. So I don't know if maybe my explanation is fine, but we don't actually connect previous, like far back areas if maybe the current ones they don't really connect. But if they connect, we can try to push this thing back. All this one they should tell you what happens back there. You can just push it back, try to see if they connect, and when you check, they all make sense now. If I can draw this line now, the second one, you will see that, oh, this area is where we started to find something. Let me
So
push it.
basically, we basically we connect the recent peaks on the recent like lows.
Yes,
Yeah.
because
Okay.
that they have the new, because remember, the market might be maybe uh, repeating quite same levels, whatever, but today there might be different economic news, different politics, whatever. They going to adjust, they're going to change, and you find that maybe they might not react to what happened last month, and you find out maybe we're forcing to connect with these areas. But here there was something, maybe there was NFP, there was something happening that forced the market to do that. So now currently you find that we are on a different situation, but we're forcing our market to match that, you see. So we're
I
not
see. I see.
supposed to, this area has to give us something. This area has to give us something. So once this area give us something, now we're done. Now we can just see what's really happening. This is what actually it's happening. This is what actually happening on here. We can't connect. If this ones they connect, like we can skip this ones here. Let's draw that again. Let's connect. Let's say this is the last one, right? So for us to reach this area, we have to go through this one first, this one first, and this one first. And once they connect, it's very difficult to say let's push back. Or the reason will be why did not we connect that? Because they were making sense. If maybe they were not making sense, maybe something else. But already they make something, that the current one. So our job is to do what? Is to try to move to our left, and when we move our left, we don't have something that we can connect instantly. So it means it's going to just stop here. They no longer make sense. I think it stopped around this area. I think the market was creating something like something like this here. Then we have a breakout there. Then, but the market kept pushing lower again. This was just adjustment of the trend. This was very steep. The market was not going to get to maintain this steep move. Now the market pushed up just to adjust the trend, then started to move back again with that nice downtrend. But when you check, it's still a downtrend, by the way, still a downtrend. It's quite similar to NASDAQ also. So if we can able to connect our current moves, the ones that we have back there, they no longer really matter to me, as long we have enough areas to show that they were connecting nicely. So we can even draw it like this. I think there we also had some fake breakouts. That I think it was a fake breakout. So the market is just playing with us here, because you can see we are on a downtrend, but it's selling, but aggressively it keeps pushing back. And then once we out, we swear we're going to see the market doing something like this, and you will say, "Oh, I saw that, but I was out." And sometimes there's nothing you can do. Let's see. So this entry here, if I think I already showed you the entries for this. Sometimes it's gonna be something like this. After the breakout, then it's where you can take your trades. I no longer know if I showed you this.
Yeah, I think you showed me using the 15-minute charts during the day. Yeah.
Yes. So this is what we were going to see. If we go on 15 or 1 hour, I think this was going to be way too clear. Mm. No. Yeah, this thing on 1 hour is too much, man. There's too many candlesticks. But I hope maybe straightforward. I don't know if maybe it's not that visible, but as long as you see where the market is respecting, I think it's better just to say, yeah, I see that. It's just a matter of you understanding when the market is bouncing back, when it's going back. Is where you can say, when the market is moving back, I'm going to have a buy, sell. When the market is pushing back, you can have a sell, pushing back, a sell, pushing back, sell, pushing back, sell. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe any question? Any question? Any questions?
No questions. Thank you, Kenzo. I had to mute myself because my dogs, they can hear the dogs in the background at your place and they're barking so much.
Okay, it's fine. It's fine. We all have dogs, so it's normal, man. You know what I hate. Actually, I hate being too formal. I don't know if it's called too formal or something, but I hate to do those things like I live somewhere like in the cave where there's nothing, where you can't hear people talk, you can't hear the dogs bark and stuff like that. It's always quiet. It's not normal
Yeah.
life actually. That is not really normal. So it's fine as long as we're doing our thing. As long I know that no one doesn't know dogs. As long as you hear people talk, As long as you sneeze, some people they can't even sneeze. You see, so we don't really do that. So it's normal. It's normal. So it doesn't have to be like a formal school. As long as we're gaining something is much better. Guys, do you see this buy? I'm worried about if you guys, because we're always talking about this interest, but do you see this? Do you see where the market is now? Where we can have that advantage? You see, this area is something. Let me take this out.
You think it's ready?
Sorry?
You think it's ready to go up?
I've already taken advantage of it.
I think it can. I think it can push up. I already bought actually, even if I did not send in the group with the other one. But this area is something, guys. I think we might see a bounce back. If it doesn't, it means it's not really a good day for us. But that area is something. That area is something. That area is quite something there. So I think, yeah, I think.
Yeah, and I
I think
also
the
took a
market can
bias.
push up.
So Kenzo, you don't wait for the candle to close before you take an entry. You enter during the movement.
No, you know the reason why? Because I took the buy the time when the market was here. The time I sent the pending
The signal.
orders, I also took the, because I think the market did touch our pending order. So once the market was coming down a little bit, since for those who don't know, sometimes you can also go be aggressive on these things, because mostly it's where 80% of the time it's where the market will respect. Not saying that every day we will be fine, but mostly it's where we know very well that the market can respect. So when it does something like that, sometimes I just keep buying around this, not aggressive, not like over risking, but I can just keep buying around this area. You see why? Because I'm on an uptrend. I'm expecting the market to push up, and I hate to not to make money when I already know what might happen. Sometimes we just sometimes we just lose like simple money because I don't know, we don't really take action on things that we always talk about, and they just happen before our eyes. Like this area, just imagine if tomorrow we see the market here. You can easily say, yeah, hey, around that area, at least I was going to make maybe $200, $500, something like that, and we did not take it. You see, so
Yeah.
I can say it's a risk to just to buy, but it's a calculated risk. It's not like maybe it's that risk where you just jump. No, it's where the market mostly is going to respect. It respected
Yes.
that area several times, and we are still on an uptrend. Sometimes, yes, we're supposed to take those calculated risks. No, it's not like maybe we don't really understand what's really happening. And if the market breaks that, quickly I will just get out. It's not like I'm going to lose the like crazy amount. But if the market pushes up, it's gonna be way too easier for me to make crazy amount. You see, sometimes it's all about taking, not 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 like over risking, calculated risk, being aggressive little bit, nyana, not too much, aggressive nyana. Then it's how we make money. It's how we make money. But we make it on an area where we think the market will respect. Actually, the market, we still have a room for the market to go a little bit lower,
Yeah.
up to this area. If it reaches that area, we if maybe it breaks, I think maybe let's say we can just make it like this. Somewhere there. It's where I'm going to wait for the market to break around this area.
Yeah.
There, let me see, around 136 around there. It's where I think maybe the market will reach. Maybe there's a chance the market can still push up, but maybe the market will touch here then bounce back, especially before the market close. When the market closes, we might see a push going up aggressively.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a calculated risk. I don't think maybe it's a greediness or something. You can have maybe your stop loss a little bit here, just for those crazy spikes before the market pushes up. Because these are the structures that we're working with every day. It's quite similar to here. Do you see here? We also had something here around this area. Those areas is those things that we at this point is the structures that I'm always thinking about. You see. So yeah, I hope you see what's really happening. So if you don't have any questions, guys, don't forget that on Thursday, Friday, I won't be available, guys. We have some issues, family, whatever. Then yeah, but Monday, but tomorrow I'll be here. Wednesday I'll be here. Then we will see what we can do. You see, any
Yeah.
question? Any question? If you don't have any question, it's fine.
You never use the Fibonacci? No, never. Kenzo?
I did before, but it was a bit confusing. Actually, to
Oh,
me, actually, I used almost I don't know if not all these different structure. I mean strategies, indicators, all those things. I used them, but at the end of the day, I just concluded to use only one thing. You see. So, but yeah, I'm not saying I'm not blaming them or whatever, because if you really know how to use those like Fibonacci, RSI, all those things, indicators, they work. Sometimes they work nicely, but it's better if you use them at the same time you already understand how the market works. If I
yes, yes,
know
yes.
how to analyze like this, if I can add an indicator on top of this, it's going to be much easier for me just to enter or
Mm-hmm.
sell. It's not going to be like I buy when I see a buy signal. No, it means now I'll have enough advantage to buy or to sell. You see, so I think it's much
Yeah.
better to understand how to analyze, how to do all these things. Once you plug your indicator or whatever, it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be much easier, or maybe it's just going to reduce your job. Like, it's going to make your job very easy. You
Uh-huh.
see, it's like when you know how to do it. I don't know. I just wanted to give you an example, guys. So I just wanted to give you a nice example, but I don't know what I can. But I hope you understand. When you know something and when you get something which is automatic, it just makes your job way too easy because you already understand the ups and downs of the market. You see, so I
Yeah.
was trying to explain to say something like that.
Okay.
Mm.
I see people are eating. I think you're eating, guys.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's getting away from our support area.
I'm
Yeah.
also eating here on VIX.
Yeah,
I'm
we are
feeling
in.
like
Oh, you're
crazy.
also eating on VIX. That's great.
I'm
That's
Yeah,
feeling
great.
I'm feeling like crazy.
we are only using NASDAQ. We are eating here.
Yeah, let's see, guys. I think the market can still reach higher, but I just like the fact that maybe you can understand what's really happening. Once you see this area, you should understand something might happen around there. The market can bounce back around those areas. So, yeah, if you're eating, that's great, guys. That's great.
Yeah,
That's
maybe we
great.
can try and recover what we have lost.
Yeah, I hope you do
And
not fight the market. Don't really. I hope you just lost and get out, because if you fight the market, you end up losing more than what you were willing to lose. You see.
yeah, now we just use proper risk management.
Yeah, then that way you will stay in the game longer. The aim is not to deposit non-stop. We have to deposit once in a year. Then our job is just to withdraw.
Yeah.
You see. Yeah, but I think maybe it will push higher. So yeah, let's call it a day, guys. Let's call it a day. Let's call it a day. I hope you're gonna maybe try not to over risk, and if it pushes higher, yeah, I hope maybe tomorrow when we meet will be like seriously maybe around maybe three. Let's see, 360, maybe 13360, around the resistant, around this resistant. Maybe the market will be reaching that area. Yeah, I think we can hold this and because on Wednesday, guys, if you still maybe if you checked on Wednesday we have CPI, and that CPI it seems like it's going lower. Like the inflation is now dropping a little bit. It's going to push the market to the higher side, the upside. You see, so if that is going to happen, I think if you have any order here, if you can hold that, I'm not saying hold, go hold, but if we can hold that, I think the market will be moving to the next level, maybe around 13,800, maybe, or let's say 13,700, somewhere there. Next on Wednesday, actually, the market might be around this area, so we should be smart enough. This is the lowest level that we have currently. If maybe your account is nice, if you can able to hold those trades by Wednesday, you might be around this area. Yes, there is a possibility for the market to do something else, but I'm expecting the market to push higher. You see, but we will see. We will see. These are the calculated risks that we're supposed to take. The market can still push up, and we are on a very nice area. This area, this support area that we have now, is quite similar to what we have previously. What we had previously. Just imagine if you did hold from this previous support. Now you are here. It's just the easy. Hello?
Office just office.
Hello? I think Chloe was talking. Okay, I think you were talking to someone. So I
Okay, sorry.
think if we did hold because these areas that we have now, we always have those areas. Just imagine if maybe you hold trades, maybe let's say for a week. I don't think maybe we can lose. I don't. I think the market is still going to push up. The market can still consolidate, but at the end of the day, the market might be here. And from this area to there, it's something, some serious cash, some serious profits. But you don't really have to over risk and say Kenzo said this and that. But I'm just saying, if we learn to hold these trades, especially when we start to understand these areas, it's much better. You can get out with maybe if it's broken or whatever. If it's not broken, you just stay there. You see, that might change the way you trade because you can, with one trade, you can make a, I don't know, a serious profit with one trade by just holding. It's better than opening multiple trades at once or something. But this move can also give us something. But there's a chance for us to say to lose, but I think the odds are in our favor. We can make something. So yeah, let's call it a day, guys. Let's call it a day. Then tomorrow's still a day. We're gonna meet tomorrow. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kenzo.
Bye.
Thank you, Kenzo. Bye.
Bye.